my channel. If you're already subscribed, thank you for coming back to watch another video. And if you've only just clicked on this, hi, my name's Katie. I'm new to YouTube. I just sort of do videos on beauty, lifestyle, etc. really, anything. But yeah, for today's video, I'm looking at doing a test in a foundation, a bit of a wear test, because my current foundation, which is the Clinique Oil Free Stay Matte Foundation in the shade 02 Alabaster, is really running out. I've been having to bang it to get any more out of it. So yeah, it was time to invest. Basically, I did want the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation, which I really ummed and ahed about for ages. But obviously there's not anywhere near me that I can actually go to a Charlotte Tilbury shop and like look at the shades. Obviously I know you can't test anything at the moment with everything that's going on. And basically I had quite a lot of Boots points to use, so I really wanted to get a foundation that was from Boots. So I was also considering the Urban Decay All Nighter. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below any recommendations for a good foundation. I have basically oily combination skin, so I need something that's going to kind of keep the oil at bay, and then something that's probably like medium coverage but can maybe sort of be built up a little bit. So basically I was in Boots the other day with my mum, and I was just like, oh, I really need to do foundation, and we was just looking around, because the one we went in didn't really have any of the high-end counters in there, sort of more the premium makeup if you like. And I didn't want this Clinique one again. I don't mind it, but I wanted to try something new. So basically we were looking around and we decided to go for the No7 Beautifully Matte Foundation. So it says it's for normal to oily skin. So that's something I'm looking for, and it does say coverage medium to full. It says all day velvet matte foundation. It's also got an SPF of 15. So basically I had to just look at the tops of the boxes and kind of guess the colour. Because I had my mum with me, it was a little bit easier because I kind of held it up and she said, you know, I think if I remember correctly, this is the third lightest, so the lightest shade up 3, and then that's this one, which is under Cool Vanilla. So we're going to give it a go today. I have no idea. I've really wanted to try this foundation the past couple of days, but I've resisted. I was like, no, I want my first impressions to be on the camera. So you're literally seeing me try it for the first time. I have got it out of the box and looked at it, but I've not. I was really tempted to squirt a bit on the back of my hand, but I was like, no. So here we are, finally trying it. This is the bottle. It's like a plasticky bottle, but it has got a nice look to it actually. It does look quite nice in the bottle like this. It almost appears like it's glass, but it's not. So it's like a little bit frosted. So let's have a look on the back of the bottle. So it says all day velvet matte perfection, oil free. This unique foundation contains fine oil absorbing powders that minimise the need for touch up by controlling shine all day long. Blemishes and flaws are concealed and pores appear minimised, leaving you with an even toned skin that looks perfectly smooth and velvety soft all day. And then it says, for best results, dot a little foundation where you need it most, usually your cheeks, nose and chin. Blend it into the skin with a foundation brush in small circular motion, working downwards and outwards from the centre of your face. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use a beauty sponge. This is a Real Techniques one. Apologies for the state of it, I probably do need to get a new one, but I have just washed it, so it's damp, but you can see nothing gets squeezed, nothing will squeeze out of it, so it's just a damp sponge. And then I've got 2 choices of brushes, which are also Real Techniques, so 2 foundation brushes. So I'll just put these out and then we'll sort of give them both a go. So I was debating whether to put a primer on or not, but I think because it says it's Stay Matte, I'm just going to give it a go on its own and see how matte it keeps my skin. So let's see if the colour is any good first. So I probably will, like she said, if I dot it on one half of my face and blend it with the sponge, and then I'll repeat on the other side with a brush, and we'll see which gives the better finish. So it's got a pump, which is always good. Oh, it's coming out quite quickly. It's quite a runny consistency. So you can see it's dribbling down my finger quite quickly. And that does actually look... I'm not very good at telling whether the colour's going to suit me or not. Can you see? So what we'll do, that's quite a bit. So if we put that a bit on the cheek. Oh, it feels nice. It's instantly quite soft. I wouldn't say it smells really of anything. No, it's not like a strong scent or anything I'm getting. So if we try, let's do this side with the brush. So I'm going to take the Real Techniques 301. It's a very pretty brush and it's also a clean one. So this is the left side of my face. So I'm just going to blend this in. Bearing in mind I don't actually even have a mirror near me. I've only got what I can see in the filming. I'm filming on my phone, so that's the phone screen's what I can see to blend it. So I'm just taking the brush and blending that in. It almost feels like I've got nothing on my skin. Like it literally feels like I've put nothing on. So it's quite lightweight, I would say. I'm just blending that down my neck. I don't want any harsh lines, blend it into the hairline. I don't even know if I've got enough on. If I come in a bit closer, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but this is the side I've put a little bit on, and you saw the amount on my finger that I've put on this side of my face. So what I'll do now is I'll take roughly the same amount. So you can see roughly the same again. And then this time I'll dab it on this side of my face. And then we'll blend this side in with this sponge. I do tend to use a sponge because I find that it just gives a nicer finish to makeup. So I'm just blending this in on this side, blend this down my neck also. A bit on my nose. It is extremely lightweight. I literally feel like I have nothing on my face. It's definitely a runnier consistence. I can't even talk, can I? A more runny consistency than I'm used to. But to be fair, that doesn't really bother me. It just basically encourages you to blend it in quicker, which I think is better if you do blend it in like as soon as you sort of put it on your face. So I can't actually even see if that's a good colour match for me. What I'll probably do is, this is sort of one layer, I will try and build it up and put a second layer on. So if I come in a bit closer, this is the brush side and this is the sponge side. Myself up a mirror, sorry if that blinds you. But yeah, this is just one of the number 7 mirrors. Excuse the state of it, it's probably not very clean. But looking in this, I would say at the moment it is light coverage. Like I can see all my freckles. I can still see like the few marks I've got left over from old spots. But I think I've pretty much got the colour bang on, which is really good. The colour definitely is matching my skin. I can't see any lines. Obviously I know I've blended it, but I think that's actually a really good colour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to put a second layer on. So if we take another pump, again, see if I can like build it up a little bit. I might even take a tiny bit more. Just a bit more for the nose, because that is where I mean, I don't mind my freckles shining through, but obviously I'm testing this for the save anyone else having to go out and buy it. So I'm blending in another layer. Yeah, definitely no smell really. I think all I can smell is my brush. So if you're not into foundations that have got a high, like quite a strong scent, like fragrance should I say, that's the word, this would be a good one for you. And this foundation was £15. I'll put on the screen if I've got that wrong. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this was £15. So I used my Boots points to pay for this. So what I'm going to do, once I finish blending this foundation in, is I'm going to go away and put the rest of my makeup on as I usually would. And then I'll quickly come back and show you it with like the rest of my face on. Like my eyebrows, mascara, bronzer, concealer and everything. And then I'll leave it on for a few hours. So I'm just going to grab my mirror here, just because I'm not really close enough to see how it is. So that has actually built up quite nicely actually. That does actually look really nice. I'm actually very impressed by that. I'm just going to make sure it's blending into the ear. So if I come in close, can you see? I'm trying to come in as close as I can. Sorry, I've got things in front of me. But this is the side that I've just done with the second coat with the brush. So can you tell a difference between this side and this side? I think that's made my skin look really nice, like really airbrush. I mean, again, you can see my skin peeking through, but it's definitely given me more coverage. And I would say, because it's got another layer on it, does look a little bit darker than this side. But yeah, let's go ahead and put another coat on with the sponge. It's a really easy pump to use, and I didn't have to, you could see at the start I didn't have to keep going like this in order for the product to come out. It come out pretty quickly. And in my books, £15 for a foundation is pretty good. Oh, I've put my mirror at a really good angle actually, so I can see. So if I'm looking that way, that's why. So yeah, I'm just literally dabbing this in. But when I popped over there and grabbed my mirror, I actually found that the brush side I think looks slightly better, like slightly more coverage, because obviously with the sponge it does absorb some of the product, but I don't really mind that if it gives me like a better finish. But I'm quite happy to use a sponge or a brush, to be honest. Just lately I've been using the sponge. So as you can see, I'm just making sure I blend in all of the edges. Brush over there, so I might have a bit of foundation lips going on. Sorry, my hair keeps, I'm growing out my fringe, so I've tried to pin my fringe back out the way and it's not really long enough to clip back, so if it keeps falling on my face, that's why. Right, let me just grab this mirror again. Looking in that mirror, I'm really impressed by the look of this. And as you can see, if I feel my face, it does feel matte, but not overly matte. It actually feels, it does. What did it use? Velvet. It does actually feel, I would agree with that, it feels very velvety on the skin. So if I come in closer again, can you see? So this again is the side with the brush, 2 coats to try and build it up. And then this is the side here that I've used with the sponge. I would say they look very similar. I don't know how it's coming up on camera, but I would say you can't actually really tell much which one I've used with the brush and which one I've used with the sponge. Really pinickety. I would say it looks a little bit more full coverage with the brush, but then it does state on the box to use a brush, so. But I still think both sides look really, really nice. My pores are showing up slightly more. Oh, sorry. Pores are showing up slightly more on this side than this side, but how noticeable that's going to be on the camera, I'm not sure. But the colour match has worked really well in the light I'm in anyway. I'm in obviously my spare room, and I've got the blinds shut and the lights on, so it's not quite natural lighting, but I can always take you actually outside and you can have a quick look at it in the natural light. So let me go put the rest of my makeup on, I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll pop outside. And I'm going to try and wear it for as long as I can today, and then I'll come back at the end of the day or maybe halfway through and sort of see how it's getting on. So I'm going to go put the rest of my makeup on and I'll be back. Hello, so I've come out into my garden. I've finished putting everything else onto my face, so I'm literally in the garden, so I'm in complete natural daylight. So if I come in close, I've added my bronzer, everything. I'll list everything in the comments down below, so you can if you are interested in anything else that's on my face, it'll be in the description box below. But yeah, this is how it's looking in natural daylight. So I actually think it looks really, really nice. So I'll come back, it's about 1:15 now, so I'll come back in about 7-8 hours time and then let you know how it's looking. Give you an update on sort of how I felt it's worn throughout the day. And usually oil appears around each side of my nose really quickly with most foundation, so I'll be interested to see when that oil appears or if it will keep it at bay throughout the rest of the day. So I'll be back to show you in a few hours time. Hello, so this is the last check-in of the day. It's now around 8 o'clock, so basically it's been on for almost 7 hours. I was trying to wait a bit longer until the end of the day, but basically, you know, when you get to that stage in the evening where your eyes, you just want to rub them and you just want to get this makeup on your face. I've tried to leave it as long as I can, and it is a Sunday night, so yeah, I'm kind of ready for it to come off now. But let me come in close. This is the current state. So you can see here, there's a bit of a breakup with like my bronzer. And I think there's also the same this side. But I think that has happened before, so that may not be the foundation. But today it has been about 22, 23 degrees roughly today. So it's been a lot warmer. Well, it also felt a lot warmer than I expected. We actually took a walk just somewhere local, but you know, it's about half an hour walk there, half an hour walk back. And we did end up, we wanted some ice cream, so we had to stand in, like, we stood in a queue for about an hour. But yeah, it was like in the full-on sun, so I could feel myself sweating. So I think, considering I've been sweating a lot today, I actually think it's held up pretty well. And I haven't dabbed my nose either, and I don't actually feel like it looks that shiny. I mean, there's definitely some shine there, but I don't think anyone would look at me and be like, oh, you look really shiny. But you can sort of still see a bit of my highlighter, my eyebrows are still kind of hanging on. But I think after, you know, your foundation, I've never really found one so far. I can't say I've tried that many, to be fair, that still looked quite flawless. But I'm not actually mad about this. I actually think it looks okay. I'd be interested to put it on a bit of a, you know, the UK isn't always this warm, so I would be interested to put it on like on a day when I'm not gone for a walk or anything, you know, just normal work where I'm perhaps inside a little bit more and it isn't so hot. It'd be interesting to see how well it wears then. But I actually would recommend this. I'm actually quite impressed, and I think I'm just so impressed me and my mum managed to get the colour right, to be honest, because I thought that was one of my things I was most worried about. But the pump's fine, it doesn't have a horrible smell. When it went on, it felt lovely. I feel like you could use either the brush or the sponge with it. I think they both give you a nice kind of finish. So yeah, I am going to continue to use this. Obviously, it is only the first time you've tried it. Sometimes you like things when you first use it, and then as you gradually start to use it, you kind of go off it. But please leave me some recommendations down below of other foundations you think I could try. I am still really tempted to get the Charlotte Tilbury one. I just really want to try it. I'd like to try anything from that brand, really. It all looks like really nice, and I don't own anything from there. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I actually really enjoyed testing something for the day. It was actually really fun. I enjoyed sort of like doing a few of the check-ins with you. But I'll give you one final look at my face. Obviously, I don't have anything on my lips now because obviously I've eaten and drank stuff throughout the day. But considering how warm it's been, I'm pretty impressed. And I think from far away as well, it still looks pretty much the same as it was, just sort of the bronzer. But then you do sort of touch your face in the day, and obviously it's been quite warm. I've had sunglasses on and off my face as well. So, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please like the video if you enjoyed it, and it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye! I thought I'd also give you a natural daylight update about 8 o'clock tonight. So whether you can see a little bit better out here. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed.